I have made a game. And that's mainly the reason why I haven't been very active as a content creator over the last half year, I would say. I do want to get more active, but this game has been consuming my whole life because it sparks the passion in me that I thought long lost and forgotten. Because I've studied game development or just programming in general when I was younger. But yeah, my life led me somewhere else, so I didn't really look at that side of my life for a long time. And then suddenly it clicked. I wanted to make an Illuvium game utilizing all the Illuvitars. I decided to make a TCG game. And here we are. DroneStone is live, at least the private alpha is live, so you can right now get a private alpha tester code, redeem it on the Epic Games store. So I'm really stoked that we got it on the Epic Games store. That was quite hard to get it on there. They have a lot of, things that you need to do and need to cover. And you can redeem it there, download the game. It's less than a gigabyte and start playing right now. So I want to take you through the game and how to set it up, how to start playing, all the features, and then give you a little bit of a demo right here. My account is called Squiz. I'm gonna log in. And yeah, first off, if you want to join the Discord, which would be great because then you can coordinate with people to play multiplayer games, because right now we don't have a lot of testers. So if you want to play versus someone else, you gotta reach out, say, hey, somebody wants to play me, so you can get a multiplayer game on, because we already have multiplayer servers and you can already battle each other in a custom game and also in a ranked game. And so yeah, these are our home screen banners. This one, if you click on it, you can join, you can get the Discord server invite link. You just need to confirm here. And then this one brings you to the DroneStone Twitter profile. Also, please, give a follow. It helps us, especially now, very early, grow and reach a bunch of people. So first off, you can choose your avatar. We are drones. That's why DroneStone. The drone is the main player. You are the drone, and you can just use a skin. They will all be, once the wallet is integrated, you will unlock the ones you actually have. All right, let's choose a random one. We go with the pink one. You can select the card back. This one is obviously the fancy one. You can add friends and so on. You can also sell your duplicates. We have the first tab right here is Expedition, which is basically our PvE scripted adventure, kind of like challenges, like a puzzle or whatever you want to call it. First off, we got the tutorial. So if you're new to game, if you're new to card games like this in general, you want to start off with the tutorial. So once you're in here, it takes you through it very step by step. Remember, this is still a very raw version of the game, not very polished yet, right? I've been mainly focusing on designing the cards, the gameplay mechanics. So kind of the engine in the car is I think running pretty well, but it still doesn't look very pretty. It needs still a paint job and so on, right? So keep that in mind, please. And also with the tutorial, and this is stuff that is here already, but isn't perfect yet. So welcome to the tutorial. To play cards, you must spend mana. Well, this should actually be energy in Illuvium, right? We want to stay very much on lore with Illuvium as much as possible. So you will see the cards have been designed in a way that fits kind of what they do in the Illuvium arena. For example, here we have the Fireflish on play, deal 2 damage to the target, which is very much like the beam from the arena, right? So yeah, every round you get mana, you can spend it by playing your cards. Mana cost is indicated in the corner of the card, so this one costs 8, this one costs 2. If you have played Hearthstone, this is a very similar system, but we have double the mana cost. So every round you get 2 extra mana. And yeah. Try playing a card by dragging on to the field. Keep in mind, creatures that just entered play cannot attack in the same turn, so this one that we just played cannot attack. But you can certainly attack with the 2 lynxes that were already in play, and now it wants me to destroy the Flish, the other Flish, and so on. You catch the drift. I don't want to spoil the whole tutorial for you right here. But we also have other expedition levels, so it goes from level 2 to level 1 to level 5. And then, for example, there is Hot Ramfy level 3. Those, again, are not perfect yet, but hey, you have like this scripted puzzle that you kind of have to solve where you have cards, enemy has cards, they're always the same, and you need to be able to beat him. And then, for example, my units, like all nature units, have Rhizogenesis. If you activate that, you can choose to buff your unit 2 attack or 2 HP. It costs 1 energy. So I'm going to give myself... I have 3 attack right now. I'm going to give myself +2 attack. Now this Ador has 5. Ramphi has 4 health, meaning if I attack, it will kill it. And those have both 2 attack, right? Ramphi has 4 health, so if I attack here and attack here, I can kill another one. You catch the drift, you can play your cards, the enemy has some cards, and yeah, it's kind of a puzzle to solve. And I think this is very exciting that you also, you know, there's only 4 levels yet, but you can have some PvE, some, let's call it a story, a playthrough that you can play. So definitely I want to focus a lot on this. This has been very hard to design because you kind of have to reverse engineer the whole thing, but it has also been fun. So hopefully here you're gonna have some different story arcs, you're gonna follow Arlen along or whatever it's gonna be, and you have different, many more levels and different arcs and stuff, or maybe even different regions you can go into. So those are all the Brightland Steppes regions, for example, and so on. There's a lot of ways we can go down with this expedition. You can play versus AI. By the way, when you first log in, you can choose a starter deck. This is my God account right here. I have all the cards unlocked already, but let's quickly actually go through the process of registering. Scarabok. I think I have that already. Titanor. Email is titanor@gmail.com. There is no minimum safety password. You don't have to have big letters and special stuff, and no email confirmation yet. We're still in alpha. Click those, register, log in, you're in. So select one starter deck: Shock, Mud, Toxic, or Wildfire. Those are our composite synergies that our deck can be, our classes, so to say, for the Ranger, and it also defines his companion Illuvium. There's a lot going on. Let's take it step by step. We're gonna go with the Shock starter, which is also gonna give us our first Ranger, Herc, right here. Then we can go to our collection and we can see, we got the Shock starter deck, and those are all the cards we got in our deck. So what you can also do, for example, once you have more cards, you can, for example, build a Wildfire deck. So if I want to play a Wildfire deck, Arlen shouldn't be able here. I only have Herc. And now I have a Chuku companion Illuvial. If I want to play a Toxic deck, I have a Carblue companion Illuvial. So those are kind of the decks you can build with those 5 synergies that we have for now. And if you play a Shock deck, you're gonna play with only air and fire cards. Every card can be air, fire, nature, earth, and water. So depending on which deck you're building, you can use the specific cards. I know it's a lot to take in at first. I realized that once I started explaining it, but you know, it seems like a lot, but I think it's pretty straightforward, right? Again, in line with Illuvium. So for example, you have the Arcane Amber Lynx. It's a fire card, so you can use it in Shock decks or in Wildfire decks, which both have fire. And its ability is Heat Surge. Heat Surge on play, deal 2 damage to all other board cards. You know, Arcane Amber Lynx, it's a Scion, it does AoE damage. It stays very much on track with that. Then we have some spell cards, which we don't know from the Illuvium Arena. This, for example, is from the trailer. It's the Crash Site. Reduce the HP of all units to 1. So for example, if we combine those 2 cards right here, we first reduce the HP of all units to 1, and then we play him, who will deal 2 damage to all other board cards. Means we completely wipe the whole board. And there's a lot of strategies, combinations that you can do with all these different cards. We got a whole bunch of them. So all the creature cards are Illuvitars. Like 80-90% of the cards we play are the Illuvitars, and once we connect the wallet, you will be able to play with your own Illuvitars. And on top of that, we also have weapons right here. So again, same thing. If you have weapon, you will unlock the respective in-game card with them. Then we have some spell cards that I just came up with and use different Illuvium art and assets for it. And then lastly, we also have land cards. So this is something very much inspired by Yu-Gi-Oh! And Magic the Gathering, where you have land or area cards that influence the whole, or your side of the battle board or the whole battle board. So for example, there is the hyper mechanic built in. So if you play an air land, your side of the battle board will be air. If the opponent plays a fire land, his side of the battle board will be fire. Now, if he plays fire, you play air, hyper will slowly kill your land. So his fire land will slowly tick down and damage your land, which has 7 health in this example. And then the effect of the land itself is all air units have dodge. So you have a chance of dodging an attack. And yeah, that's a little bit the overview of all the different cards, spell cards, land cards. We also have trap cards. There's a lot of going on because this at its heart is supposed to be a competitive game. Like in the end, a big goal obviously is for people to have a fun time playing it as a casual player with their cards and stuff. That's what the expedition is for, this puzzle solving type of thing. But then if you go into the multiplayer and play a ranked game, this is supposed to be highly competitive. And this is supposed to step in the footsteps of Hearthstone and just improve Hearthstone by taking elements from other very successful games. So we have something inspired by the new One Piece game that has been very, very successful and has been it's like very new, but it has solved kind of the going first coin flip with their mana system. So we have kind of taken inspiration from there. We took inspiration from Magic, from Yu-Gi-Oh!, from Shadow Wars, from Duel Masters, and also obviously from Hearthstone, which the optics and the base layer of the game resembles the most. So what we also got is card packs. You can open card packs. First you need to buy them. They cost 100. You start with 10,000 coins. So I can easily buy 20 packs here for 2,000. Bada bing, bada bow. One more. And then we're gonna go for open packs. You just drag them in. You can open them. So this way you can easily just open a few. They have rarities. So for example, red is the mythic rarity, which we only have Rampfire, Dualef, and Adorius right now. And yeah, you can unlock them all and just have fun opening all those things. I also went a little bit crazy with the neutral card. So this symbol right here, it's not any affinity. It means neutral and every deck can play it, for example. And I called him Freak Show because I don't know. There's no name for those yet, I think. So once you open a bunch of cards, you can also get back some stuff by selling duplicates. Right now, you don't want to do that yet because you can actually bring 3 duplicates to the deck, and this hasn't been updated yet, where it still sells everything over 2 copies. Anyhow, I'm getting sidetracked a little bit here. And then lastly, you have the leaderboard. So leaderboard, right now Sota is first because he tested a lot of games versus me. And we have some other players in here. I like to see it. People have been playing against each other already. And we're definitely gonna do like game nights. Maybe you have been seeing me when I go live. I usually play some DroneStone. I'm trying to find opponents. If you can beat me, you get a disc, which is worth like 10 bucks. I'm definitely gonna do soon just a private alpha tournament with some big discs on the line or some prize money or whatever it is, right? I don't want to just pay people to play, but definitely in this early phase, I want to make it exciting and I want to just celebrate the launch and the first edition of the DroneStone game. And then lastly, which is the thing you're going to find yourself most in, at least that's what I've been doing most, is playing versus the AI. So for example, I'm going to play with my Shock starter deck versus the Toxic starter deck. And here we go. You first can mulligan, which means these are your hand cards. But if you don't like them, for example, I don't want 2 Windows. I also don't want Zephyr Lands because it costs 10 mana. It's gonna take a long time. I need something for my early game, right? Right now I have 2 mana, then 4, then 6. So I want the 2 mana cards. Ideally, maybe even get rid of those and only keep the Cuculus with 4 mana. And hopefully I get something small. Perfect. I got the Air Grocco. So now I can play the Air Grocco, which costs 2 mana for my 2 mana, using it all up. This guy has Taunt, which means enemies can only attack units with Taunt. They cannot attack my Ranger, which is the goal, bringing my Ranger down to 0. And yeah, I'm not gonna explain all the gameplay mechanics here. I'm gonna be very exciting to making game guides about my own game in the future, but I just wanna give you a rough overview. So because I'm playing a shock deck, I have the shock ability, activate, deal 1 damage. So this is usually, if I don't have a 4-cost card right now, I could just play this, deal 1 damage to this guy, and then I could also attack to trade those 2 cards. Now actually he has a taunter, so I would have to attack here first, because he has Toxic and his companion Illuvium is Kara Blue. Once you kill it, it becomes a Kara Dulu, and then it becomes a Kara Dulux. Same with my Squiz, right? But my Squiz is tier 5, so I need 6 mana to activate it. And once I activate it, it will deal 1 damage to the lowest health enemy unit. So it's a very strong card. Just gonna show that real quick right here, and then we're gonna move out of here. So I think I need to buff Squiz a little bit. It used to be way stronger, and now it's 6 mana activate. Now I have a 4-free unit. And at the end of my turn, deal 1 damage to the lowest health. So I think it should kill just one of them, Toku or Flish. It used to kill both of them, but now it just should take one of them. Yes, takes them down. And once my Squiz is actually defeated, I can then summon, I think for 9 mana, the next one, Octius. He used his Toxic ability, poison the target, so now I'm losing 1 health every round on my Squiz. At this point, might as well trade him away. And yeah, now I have a In the Shadows waiting the Octius again until I activate it for 10 mana actually. So next turn I could do that. Then I have a 6-4, and this one will do 2 damage to the lowest health enemy unit. And so on and so forth. Here, for example, I can show you also the land card, which is Acid Pool in this example. And if you have, for example, Illuvium land, you will unlock the respective DroneStone land cards. So I can play the Acid Pool right here if I hit the field. And now I have a land card. Ideally, very soon, once you play the Fire land, this side of the board should have like flame effect to it. I'm really looking forward to that, but that's the polish that will come later on. And now all my fire units deal... all my fire Illuvials gain Acid Touch. So they gain an ability where they can sacrifice ranger health to gain damage. I'm getting too much into the details. You can also, I forgot about this, cycle cards, which I'm very excited for, because then you have another little layer of stuff to do, and hopefully you'll never run out of options to do. Because, for example, I don't need 2 friendly fire. I cycle it out and get a new card. But that's it. I'm gonna let the bot win here. I'm gonna just give up. And yeah, that's basically the overview of the game. A few things, guys. So, first of all, let me know what you think. And the most effective way of letting me know what you think is actually playing the game yourself and then filling out the Google feedback form that I've prepared for this. Because the next step would be maybe a license agreement with Illuvium. Maybe, you know, hiring more devs, more artists, and bringing this game more to life and looking into other ways of doing this. But to go into the next stage, I need confirmation from the Illuvium community that you actually like the game, that it's a good game, and that the DAO thinks this is a good thing for the DAO, so we can go forward, right? I don't want to go against the community. I want to stay very close to the community. So if you want to do me a favor, get one of the alpha test codes. The keys will be in the description down below. There will be a Google Sheet document where there's going to be 20 keys listed or whatever it's going to be. And join the Discord, click right here. Join the Discord. It's also going to be in the description down below. If you need more keys, there will always be more keys in the Discord. And then you will also be able to find the feedback form down below, or maybe just in the Discord, because you need to play the game first, because before you can fill out the feedback form, I would say. You don't have to play it for 20 hours. Just, you know, play one game at least before you fill out the feedback form, I would say. And that is basically it. I hope you know now why I've been so busy. I'm very sad I couldn't show you this earlier, but I'm really happy that I can finally show you this. I had to kind of... We weren't sure. Like, I was talking to Illuvium and they said I cannot really show it until we have a license agreement, but now we went the other way where it's like, give it to the community. If they like it, then we're gonna go the next step. So yeah, let me know if you like it. I'm super excited. I'm just happy to do this. First of all, because I love games. It has been a lifelong dream to make a game my own. I think this has turned out really well. And I like card games as well. I've played so much Yu-Gi-Oh! When I was smaller. Like since I'm a kid, I've been into card games. And then also when I was an adult, trying to compete in Hearthstone and everything. So yeah, definitely a huge passion project for me. And hopefully I can bring a lot of value also to the Illuvium community.